Happening right now, measles cases on the rise in Oregon. A new exposure site added in Portland overnight.
The cuts will be followed ultimately by more cuts because there is no real investment in growth in all of this process.
And new at noon, hundreds of faculty and staff pushing back as Portland State Board members discuss millions in budget cuts. Plus, we're just moments away from seeing the new Portland Fire roster. The WNBA expansion draft set to begin in a matter of moments. And a sight we don't see every day, a young gray whale spotted in a western Washington river. What researchers make of the rare sighting. An update now on breaking news out of Iran. NBC News reports one of the two crew members on board a U.S. fighter jet that was shot down over Iran has been rescued. Thank you for joining us. I'm Tim Gordon. The search continues on this Friday for the second crew member. Iran state media reports the pilots ejected from the F-15 fighter jet over the southwestern part of the country. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says President Donald Trump has been briefed on the incident. It comes as Trump has declared success and pressured Iran to agree to a deal to end the conflict while still threatening intense escalation. Of course, this is a developing story and we'll update you just as soon as we know more. And now to some good news from Oregon State Police. The 28-year-old woman who went missing on a Highway 22 has been found. Police say she was found safe and unharmed. Authorities say they'd like to thank everyone who provided information as well as local law enforcement partners that helped bring her home. Well, today the Portland State Board of Trustees are meeting to address the ongoing budget crisis at the university. This morning, hundreds of faculty and staff rallied against what they say could be the worst cuts in school history. The proposed plan targets 19 programs and more than 200 jobs as the university faces a $35 million budget gap. Officials point to declining enrollment and rising costs, but union leaders warn students will certainly feel the impact.
So unless we pull out by real investment in growth, real investment in recruitment, real investment in connections to employers that allow students legible pathways to employment and to internships and things like that, direct admissions programs, we can do that work, but we have to have the resources to do it.
University leaders say no final decisions have been made with a plan expected by June. Meantime, the WNBA expansion draft is happening in less than an hour, and the Portland Fire have the first pick. Portland and the Toronto Tempo will be selecting existing players around the league to build their teams. Each new team gets 6 picks over 2 rounds. Now, current WNBA teams were allowed to protect 5 players from being selected. Each team can only lose up to 2 players total in the draft. And there's another restriction. Portland and Toronto can only draft 1 unrestricted free agent. After the draft, the expansion teams can continue to add players through free agency. Well, the 2026 FIFA World Cup is just over 2 months out. And to get soccer fans excited, organizers are touring a pretty priceless item, the World Cup Trophy. Thomas Schultz gives us a look.
Well, it's a big day here at Providence Park this morning. You can see right by the sign behind us, FIFA World Cup was here at Providence Park today as part of its World Tour and the lead up to the World Cup that's going to be taking place this summer all across North America, in Canada, the U.S., and Mexico as well. Taking place today here on a beautiful day in Portland with a beautiful look at the pitch here at Providence Park. And this trophy is unlike other trophies. It's 18 karat gold, 13 pounds, and not everybody's able to put their hands on it. You have to fit 2 categories. Either you're a head of state or you're a former player who's won the trophy with their World Cup team. One of those was in town today, a Brazilian player who won, holding the trophy up for all to see. And it's not just today that people had a chance to take in the World Cup trophy. There'll be more tomorrow. But today, sponsors here say it's a great time to be in Portland.
Portland is thrilling. This is a beautiful stadium. The people have been so kind, and there's so much excitement for soccer or football, depending on where you live. And we couldn't be prouder to be here and to be part of it.
Now fans can get tickets and come to Providence Park tomorrow on Saturday to get a peek at that World Cup trophy for themselves. And Secretary of State Tobias Reed of Oregon was at Providence Park this morning for that trophy celebration. He had a little sneak peek of himself for what's to come over the World Cup. He says there's a possibility some of those games will have watch parties at Pioneer Courthouse Square this summer. So a lot to come in the lead up, and of course all those games of the World Cup coming up this summer. At Providence Park, Thomas Schultz, KGW News.
A lot of excitement to come, and pretty excited about the look out at the Rose City Skycam right now as we look ahead to a beautiful stretch of weather. There's blue sky and puffy clouds there. Let's get to weather and Chris McGinnis.
I think my forecast deserves to hold that FIFA World Cup trophy, don't you?
Yeah, sure. Add that.
13 pounds of gold in your hand?
Absolutely, Chris.
That's what I got coming for you this weekend. All right, stand by. Here you go. We are clearing out after some mid-morning cloud cover as expected. In some cases, we had a sprinkle or two here and there as well, but those are starting the clouds, that is. And the sprinkles are dissipating pretty quickly now as we head into the noon hour. 52 last check at PDX. Got a little lenticular cloud forming again today over the Dows as that air rushes up and over Mount Hood. 55 out towards the Dows. You started off the morning in the low 30s. We had a lot of locations down near the freezing mark this morning or just above, prompting frost advisories, right? Widespread frost this morning. We're now done with that. And the sprinkles that we had earlier today, they are on their way out as well. You can see the visible satellite imagery showing the cloud cover actually starting to break up as well across the region. So that is a sign of things to come. Temperature-wise out there right now, again, after a chilly start, Wilsonville's up to 53. Hillsboro's 51, Beaverton 54. McMinnville, you hit the freezing mark this morning. You're now up to 50. The plan for the rest of the afternoon, cloud cover continues to dissipate. Mostly sunny with highs in the lower 60s today. And then we'll tack on 10 degrees tomorrow. And we'll tack on a few more degrees for Sunday. And wait, there's more. A third 70-degree day in my 7-day forecast. I've got all of that coming up in just a few minutes.
I would say that's award-winning at least. Thanks, Chris. So here's a look at some national headlines this afternoon. President Trump wants record spending for the military. In the proposed budget for 2027, he sent to Congress Friday, Trump asks for $1.5 trillion in defense spending. That's about 40% more than the Pentagon got last year. Or this year, I should say, pardon me. He has cited a need to restock munitions and other supplies amid the war with Iran. That boost would be funded by cuts to domestic spending. Trump asked for $73 billion to be cut from agencies that manage climate, housing, and education programs. Washington is reacting to the latest shakeup in President Trump's cabinet. Longtime Trump ally Pam Bondi is out as Attorney General. The president posting "We love Pam" and saying that she would be moving to an important new job in the private sector. Despite her loyalty to the Trump administration, sources told NBC News the president's frustrations with Bondi have been growing.
I'm looking at Pam because I hope something's going to be done about it. These people put our country at great danger.
Bondi's acting replacement is that man there, Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche. In a social media post, Oregon Senator Ron Wyden says, quote, Pam Bondi wasn't fired because she failed to make our community safer. She was fired because she failed to protect Trump from the Epstein files. To the Artemis 2 mission now, tens of thousands of miles away and officially moonbound. In order to break free of the Earth's orbit, the Artemis 2 crew completed an engine burn, a critical phase which lasted several minutes. And this is how the astronauts reacted to the view during their day in orbit.
We circled it completely and we forgot how beautiful it is to look down on Earth.
Wow, what a view for sure. Once that spacecraft reaches the moon, the crew will catch a glimpse of the far or dark side of the lunar surface, farther out in space than humans have ever traveled before. The mission is set to reach the moon on Monday. A new Bodycam video is out from the scene of Tiger Woods' rollover crash last week. The videos from the Martin County Sheriff's Office include Woods undergoing a sobriety test and being arrested. Videos show him shaking his head, hiccuping repeatedly, and when police first approached him, Woods claimed that he was on the phone with President Trump.
Thank you so much. All right, you got it. All right, thank you. Bye. Is that good?
Just keep you down here with us, please.
Yeah, I was just talking to the president.
In the video, Woods tells officers that he had no alcohol that day, but had taken prescription medications earlier. Woods was charged with driving under the influence. The judge also granted his request to seek treatment outside the United States. Well, a man accused of kidnapping a Salem 11-year-old outside her home last August has been convicted of all charges, including kidnapping and attempted rape. Authorities say Elijah Ars lured the girl away from her home. Neighbors found them about a quarter-mile away in an area concealed by shrubbery. Surveillance video showed the moment police took him into custody. The girl was not physically hurt. We're learning of yet another measles exposure site here in Portland. So far, there's already been 15 reported measles cases in Oregon this year. And yesterday, the Oregon Health Authority released a new warning about a measles exposure at Southeast Portland Safeway on March 26th through the 29th. Yesterday, OHA also announced more exposures in West Lynn and Gresham, as well as another case in the emergency department waiting room at the Providence Portland Medical Center.